Hi friends, welcome back. So in this video, we will learn about what are the roles and responsibilities of a automation test engineer. So we will learn in detail about what are the different roles and responsibility which normally automation test engineer will adopt in his career. The first roles and responsibility of any automation test engineer, if he is really working in an agile environment, means then his job, he would be required to attend all the daily stand-up meetings, sprint planning and backlog refinement meetings as well. Whatever the meetings which is as part of agile ceremonies, you will be required to attend as a automation test engineer. Second thing is, as a automation test engineer, you will be required to define the overall scope of test automation. Third one is, as an automation test engineer, you will be required to assess the tool requirement for your project needs to bring automation. What kind of tool is really required to bring automation in that project? That is also your responsibility in selecting or identifying the right tool for automation. Once the automation tool is available, identifying and selecting the right automation test cases. We cannot go and pick all the manual test cases and we cannot automate everything. We should select as well whichever gives a good return of investment. Only those test cases we should bring into the automation. That is also the key role of automation test engineer. The next one is, especially this is more towards senior people in the automation team, like team lead or test manager or a senior automation engineer, we can say. Basically, his job is to define the overall strategies for automation as well as bringing the strategies for test designing for automation. And at the automation test lead level, there would be an automation test plan also would get created, and that would get reviewed from the various stakeholders and get it approved. That is also the responsibility of a automation test engineer. Next responsibility would be, automation test engineer also should work upon an environment which is required to automate. Could be automation tool environment like Selenium or any other tool requirement. Then we should set that environment in your local desktops with the help of IDE as well, so that we can easily bring in automation using this integrated development environment. That is also roles and responsibilities of an automation test engineer. Then you should also, as an automation test engineer, you should also design the framework requirement for that given project. Based on the kind of project, we should define the framework, whether it is a modular framework or a data-driven framework or hybrid framework. That kind of stuff we should define as an automation test engineer whenever we are taken up that kind of roles. The next important activity as an automation test engineer should perform is managing the test data which is required to run the test cases as well. That is the key thing as a automation test engineer you should work upon. Creating the test automation cases, again, wherever it is required to be modified, even that also required to be done by the automation engineer, reviewing the peer cases, debugging for any failures, and running the test execution regularly. All these are roles and responsibilities of a automation test engineer. Once test executions are done, then you should be able to collect all the results and assess, monitor the results, and if there is any issues are there, then they should be logged the defect by the automation tester, and also it requires follow-ups to the development team or test lead, so that all these important defects will be fixed so that automation team can proceed further. And the next activity would be, wherever there is a changes in the regression suite, wherever there is a requirements are getting changed, then appropriately roles and responsibility of automation engineer to update the test scripts as well as executing the tests regularly. Next important responsibilities of automation test engineer is, especially this is very crucial, especially as the number of test cases increases, then the maintaining those test cases also becomes very difficult and as well as challenging. Even that is the responsibilities of automation test engineer, who has to manage even certain objects getting changed. then you should be able to identify those objects and correct those objects, as well as the right kind of error handling mechanism should be there in your automation framework, in your automation script, so that it can run smoothly. As a test engineer, it should be your responsibility to interact with the customer or a client to solve various issues. Once the results are out, you should be able to analyze those automation results, and you should be able to generate the report, so that these automation reports you can send it across to the various stakeholders. That is also the key roles and responsibilities of automation engineer, so that once the reviews of test reports are done, then you can, as a test engineer, you can prepare the TSR, which is test summary report. The various stakeholders could be your project manager, your developer, or a manual tester, or any other stakeholders in that matter. You should provide, share all your automation results to all these folks, so that everybody will be in the same page. As an automation test engineer, your responsibilities also involved knowledge transfer. Especially knowledge transfer is very much required for the new resources plus to the existing resources as well. And also, as an automation test engineer, your job is also, because you already developed the framework, but this framework will have to be integrated with the continuous integration tools like Jenkins, because in order to run these tests every deployment, then there should be an integration should happen with the Jenkins or any other continuous integration tools. Then it is a responsibilities of automation engineer to see to that everything works properly, everything works seamlessly during the integration. The next roles and responsibilities is creating or updating the object repository. This is also very critical role, because maintaining object repository itself a key thing in any automation, where it could be in the form of creation or in the form of updation. It is a very critical role of an automation test engineer. And as we discussed earlier, test data creation is a very important or a crucial factor to succeed in any kind of testing or automation. That is, roles and responsibility lies with both manual tester as well as automation tester. These are the next roles and responsibilities are lies with more on advanced stuffs in the automation, like bringing parameterization with sending various millions of test data, so that we can run the test overnight or couple of days or many days in that matter, and also to see to that synchronizations are really works. Otherwise, your scripts will fail if your scripts are not written in a correct synchronization, as well as defining the test results. Again, the debugging as well is a crucial aspect. Wherever test failures are there, bringing or developing the more reusable function. It is not just bringing automation, it is more of bringing an automation which can be reused, plus which is very robust. As an automation test engineer, you should also bring innovation. Innovation is a very key, because in order to get a good return of investment, or if you wanted to get the right returns, then you should bring the right innovation, and also bringing the lot of new stuffs, and as well as we should be making the framework very scalable and robust. As an automation test engineer, your job also is involves helping automation test lead in terms of overall efforts required, and overall the schedules are required or prioritizations are required. All the inputs you will have to be provided to your test lead or test manager, so that he can define the test plan or tracking the test plan, or scheduling, or anything can be done by the test lead with the help of automation test engineer. The last roles and responsibility would be, as an automation test engineer, you should also help in providing your inputs, so that overall test process can be built very effectively, very efficiently. Even environments also can be managed very efficiently by providing the right inputs, as well as maintaining the scripts as well, so that we can develop the good quality scripts. In the overall, these are some of the key roles and responsibility of any automation testing engineer in that matter. Maybe the kind of tool we are using might differ, but at the large, these are the some of the important crucial roles and responsibility would be played by any automation test engineer in his career. I am hoping you guys got a clear idea now. If you guys really like this video, then please click on the like button. If you guys are not subscribed, then do subscribe. Thanks for watching this video. Bye for now. Take care.